Hey, what is up, guys? It's Jonathan from Netizone, and this is the Blackview Tab 6. And just like smartphones, tablets also can be grouped into three categories. We have the entry level, mid range, and flagship, where this one falls under the entry level category. I got this tablet for just under $100, and after using it for about 5 months now, there is a lot I have to say. So let's get into it. So this tablet was officially launched in November 2021, and for a fairly recent tablet, there isn't really a lot going on with the design. It's made out of plastic throughout, with the power button and volume rockers at the right, two speaker grooves at the bottom, and lastly a USB Type-C port, a SIM card tray, and a headphone jack at the top. Using this tablet feels kind of cheap, which is actually not a surprise to me considering the price. So if you plan to get this tablet for your kid or use it for years to come, then I'll advise you to get a case for it, because I do not really see this tablet being durable enough to handle a lot of abuse. So when it comes to the display, this tablet has an 8-inch screen at 800 by 1280 pixels, which is basically what you'd expect from a tablet at this price range. Even though the display is not the sharpest or clearest one I've seen, it still looks pretty okay when consuming content, whether it being online or locally. As expected, this tablet can only view videos up to 1080p, which is not a problem for me since I barely even consume my content at 1080p. But anyway, tell me in the comment section what resolution you consume your content at. One thing that really disappointed me was the fact that just on the 4th month of using this tab, this portion of the screen stopped working completely. I even tried restarting it several times, but it didn't seem to work. I don't know whether the issue is solely from my unit, because I didn't really see complaints about this similar issue online. And unfortunately, the tab didn't come with warranty, so I'm basically stuck with it. When it comes to the speakers on the tab, the sound is just basic and not really that special. It is loud enough for you to be able to listen to audio and music in a noisy environment. Speaking of nothing special, the cameras on this tab is basically what you'd expect from a tablet like this. It has a 5 megapixel rear facing camera, which was boldly indicated there, and also a 2 megapixel front facing camera. Both cameras can shoot video at 720p, and here are some samples. So this is the video quality from the 2 megapixel front camera, and it is shooting at 720p. And this is also from the rear facing 5 megapixel camera, also shooting at 720p. So tell me what you think. One thing that really surprised me was the fact that despite the camera quality, they still went out of their way to add Face ID to the security features of the tab. And yes, of course, I tried it, and as expected, it only worked like 2% of the time. In other words, it's practically useless, but for this one, I'm giving them an E for effort. Anyway, when it comes to performance, this tablet comes with a Unisoc Tiger T310 processor and 3GB of RAM. Honestly, for an entry-level combination like this, it actually did better than I expected. It was able to run day-to-day apps really well, and even with the 3GB of RAM, it was still able to multitask to some extent. Anyway, when it comes to gaming, running heavy titles didn't give a good graphical experience at all. But other casual games had no issues running. The tab does get a little bit warm to the touch during prolonged usage sessions, but it didn't really affect the performance in any way. One thing that I'm not really happy about is the fact that this tab only comes with 32GB of internal storage, which is really small in 2024 standards. But fortunately, it does have an SD card tray, which also doubles as a second SIM card tray. Speaking of SIM cards, the tab works perfectly with all the SIM cards I've tried on it so far, both in internet connectivity and making calls. This tab basically does everything a phone do, just at a larger scale. Moving on to the software department, this tab runs on Android 11, and unfortunately it cannot be updated any further. Honestly, I really wish that the tab came with stock Android instead of this launcher. I didn't like it at all, so I had to install the Niagara launcher from the Google Play Store, and that's what I've been using ever since. And by the way, they are not sponsoring this video, it's just that this launcher works better for me. But if you're interested, I'll be leaving a link in the description below. So when it comes to the greatest strength of this tab, I'm definitely going to give it to the battery. This tab houses a 5580 mAh battery, which under normal usage is going to last you for more than a day. But if you are doing a lot of heavy tasks, then you will definitely have to charge it before the day run out. So looking at everything this tab has to offer, do you think it is something you will consider buying? Please let me know in the comment section.
And also, I'll be really grateful if you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.